Okay. So I was thinking, I really think it would behoove us if we kind of updated our team meetings to make them something that the team wants to come to, that's something fun and a way for them to connect. Because I think when we have more, what was the password, y'all? Shelly's asking. Leah, if you'll send it to her, Leah, that would be great. Thank you.
What is the password? I don't see it. I just clicked on, oh, there it is. I just clicked on the link.
That's all I did too. So, oh, she found it. Okay. So anyway, I think it would be in everybody's best interest to, if we could kind of update our team meetings and help our teams if we get them excited to come to the meetings. And so Shelly and I were kind of talking, because this is technically her leadership team too. So we were talking, I'm just taking the lead, that instead of just flipping through the slides like we do every month, we'll still have recognition, because that's the most important thing, is recognition. We still need to have recognition. But what do y'all think about having some kind of game or engagement or theme, like in February, wear red, everybody wear red to the meeting, March, something green, or, just something that kind of gives them and then we'll do maybe a drawing from everybody who wears red, or just to kind of get them to participate, or have them do, I haven't figured out how to do where they do the things, what I'm talking about?
The filter thing?
Yeah, the filters. I have no clue. I've tried, I can't figure it out. But I'm on my computer too. That may be a phone thing. I don't know. So, or we could have them, wear Easter bunny ears in April when it's Easter, or just something that kind of is a fun thing that kind of makes it that. And then maybe have some kind of icebreaker game engagement, something there as well. And then just have one training segment instead of going from this to this to this. And then we'll have one slide that hits the bullet points. This is the Teach Me webinar. This is the things that are going on that they should be seeing anyway from home office, especially now that there's Consultant Scoop group. They're getting the information there. They get it on the Rockstar, and they get it on our individual pages. Instead of spending 30 minutes on stuff that they should be seeing, we just bring their attention to it. And then what do you think about having one featured consultant every month kind of tell their story? What do y'all think about that? We can just rotate teams. Just have one person each month and tell their story. Or we could start as directors. But I think it would be better if we had a consultant personally, but that's just me. Y'all are being really quiet. So
I like that idea.
You like
I
that?
like the wear something fun, different, whatever idea.
Okay. And so we'll kind of have a theme each month. So obviously February, love is the love month, love your business, team meeting, or whatever you want to call it. March, are you feeling lucky in March meeting, or just whatever, hop on over to our April meeting, because April is Easter, and Mayflower. So there's so many different things we could do that just kind of coordinate with the month. Okay, so, and then an engagement icebreaker. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that's good? And then we'll just kind of,
I think we need to do something different.
Okay, so different as in like this, or different from this?
No, like this.
Okay.
Like what you're talking about.
Okay.
I think we get too quiet in the meetings, and I think they're just there listening.
Yep.
And we're recording their attendance.
Yeah.
And so I think an icebreaker would be good.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to we as directors need to get our teams excited about joining the team meeting, and maybe have some kind of prize or something for one person, not one person per team, but something that, you came and you participated and you get a Happy Meal.
Okay, so a Happy Meal, I'm good with that. Are y'all good with that? Happy Meal drawing one.
And it's got to be, I think there needs to be, and this is sad, there needs to be some kind of incentive for attending and participating.
Yeah. It is. Well, and something else Shelley and I talked about is there's so many now that we have the track toward success, which will rotate down. There'll be different months that your consultants will go to that. We have the Mighty Morsels once a month. We have the new consultant training every week. We have the opportunity event every week. We have our teaming. So I think there's enough, and then the Teach Me webinars by Home Office. There's enough training opportunities out there that I think that's kind of where that came from. And that was me bringing it to Shelley after our last meeting, thinking we need to do something different. We need to change it up. Well, maybe we have a dance party. Everybody put on some music and we have a dance party one month, or, we beat our best. So we'll have a dance party, just things like that makes them want to come and get excited. Okay. So y'all are on board with that. Well, February is going to be a little different in that Monday is our spring launch by Home Office, but I'm excited we're going to watch together. So we really need to hype that with our teams, because I think if we can get them in there and they see the chat, they'll be even more excited than watching it on their own. And then I'm going to create the event I didn't create it yet because I didn't know what to call it. But next Thursday at 7:30 after the new consultant training, we'll do our team meeting. So our training session is going to really be on the new products, basically how to change seasons, which Tamara's doing the Mighty Morsels on changing seasons. So we don't really need to address that heavily because that's what Mighty Morsels is. I think it's going to be more about the products and answering questions, and that until we see it, we don't know. I mean, we don't know what kind of announcements they're going to have or anything like that. So we'll just have to kind of use our chat to figure out what we want our training session segment of the meeting to be. Are y'all good with that? Okay. I don't know if we'll have year-end stats to do the 2020 recognition at the meeting on next Thursday. I'm hoping we will, but because it's just the 4th, but it's also the end of January, not the end of December. So surely we'll have the stats by this weekend, but we don't know. If we do, we'll have year-end recognition. And I think that needs to come from each individual director, not from me. I don't mind creating a slide, or if you want to create a Word document or a Canva picture to send me, I can stick it in a slide for your team. So we'll probably have a little bit more recognition Thursday. So we may not, we'll just have to wait and see as far as what we find out. Yes.
So I thought Thursday was just going to be, we're just going to be talking about the new products and covering everything we saw at the watch party. That's not our February team meeting, is it?
Well, we had blocked off the 1st for spring launch before we knew Home Office was doing all of it. That was going to be our team meeting night. But on the calendar, we could do another meeting on the 8th for the team meeting.
Because we were kind of sticking with the Monday nights. That's why I was wondering if we do everything on the 4th.
We do a meeting the next day or two after spring launch with our teams to go over how to use the information they just learned.
Right, and I get that. I'm just saying, are we going to do everything that night? Because that seems like packing a lot into our time slot on Thursday night.
Okay.
Just thinking out loud.
I'm game with whatever.
What does everybody else think?
Do y'all want to do Thursday night for that, and then Monday the 8th, our normal team meeting?
It does not matter to me. I'm game with whatever.
I'm just worried about spreading out the attendance. I mean, I'm fine with doing both myself, but I just don't want people to attend one and not the other and not get their recognition for the month or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Or do we want to make the 8th just a celebration meeting where it's only recognition? Do an engagement and recognition so it's short and sweet. And then that way we can focus on the new stuff on that Thursday.
That's fine with me.
Does that,
I see I see the benefit of putting it all on one night, but I also think it's a lot for one night.
yeah, especially since it's year end and January,
Mhm.
because we want to make a big deal of it. So what if we made the 8th just celebration night, recognition night?
And then we could introduce our themes and we could do the first theme that night.
That's true. We could do our theme and recognition and tell them what the new formats are going to be. Do theme, engagement, just a quick icebreaker, and recognition, and no training since we just had the training.
Because this is a special time. It's just,
Yeah.
it's not going to be like this every month.
No, it won't. No, it won't. Okay, so I need to write this down. So we are going to do Thursday 2/4 will only be training over spring launch material, correct? Monday, the 8th, we'll introduce new meeting style and we'll have a theme. Or do we want to just do wear red or pink?
I like that. And then we could tell them during the new product training what to do, what to wear for the
Mhm.
meeting on the 8th.
And then
So
a drawing.
technically the 8th is not going to be a meeting, it's going to be a party.
Yes, 2/4 to 8th is celebration.
Celebration.
Okay, celebration night. And then wear red or pink, or do you want to just have one color?
I think red or pink's fine with
Okay.
me.
Happy Mail drawing for for attendees, from attendees. And then year end and January
And
recognition.
the individual director, whoever,
Pardon?
I was just going to say the individual director whoever's name was drawn, then the individual director can take care of the Happy Mail maybe.
Are y'all good with that? Okay. Okie dokie. And so that'll be our Monday. So I think we can get all that done in 30 minutes, don't you? Just
Oh,
have a
absolutely.
quick meeting on that Monday. And then Thursdays will be 30 minutes to an hour. It just depends on what we learn Monday. I mean, honestly, we're flying blind on that. I know they're going to give us information of what to do afterwards, but until we see it, we can't really decide how long it's going to be. Okay.
What time are all these?
Mondays are 7, but because of new consultant training, Thursdays at 7:30.
Thank you. That's what I needed.
And then the last thing, when Lauren and Shelley and I were on Empower, was that last week, the week before, whatever week it was, they showed us some stats, and you'll probably learn a lot of this. I hope you all registered for, what's it called?
Is it impact, I think? Maximum
I think it's
impact.
right. Yes, impact. So
Yes.
I think they're going to go over what we did about, so this you'll hear again, but it was really insightful in that they track consultants who take Dash and those who don't. So those that took less than 30 tasks in Dash only sold like, I don't know, $300, $500 and whatever. And then those that did more than 30 sold on average like 3,000. I mean, it was night and day difference.
Wow.
The stats for people that completed their Dash or kept working through Dash and implemented what they learned. So some of the directors on the call talked about they have done with their teams Dash buddies, where, because all the tasks are no more than 10 minutes, where they assign or they have people pick up somebody, and this would be done on their individual teams. This will be a great way for them to connect, where they pair up with somebody and then they hold each other accountable to doing 1 task a day or 2 tasks a day or whatever we decide. And then we as directors, we could do some kind of recognition for those that are completing the Dash, or do a drawing at the end of the month, or whatever we wanted to do. And I'm including myself in this, trying to go through that Dash as well, because I'd done some, but not all. What do y'all think about the Dash buddies?
I like it.
So how many tasks do we want them to do? Just like 5 days a week, not 7 days a week. 2 a day? Is that asking too much? It's like 10 to 15 minutes of their time?
I think that's good. I think if you ask too much, it's not going to happen from
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. And they said if you did one task a day, you would come, and that's 7 days a week. It was what, 6 months or 9 months? Not, was it 6 or 9 months? You don't remember? It was either 6 or 9 months to complete every single task as of right now. I think it was 6 months that to finish every single task. So if they're doing 2 a day, 5 days a week, they're going to get through it fairly rapidly. And that way they're going to get, and now at a different stage in their business, they're going to actually gain some insight that maybe they didn't, if they've already taken it, when they take it again and go, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, okay. So Dash Buddies, we'll introduce that at the meeting on the 8th or on the 4th.
I think the 8th.
The 8th, okay.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on our individual teams and introduced on the 8th. Okay. Those were the main things. We didn't ever really come out with recognition. You know, do we want to keep the same recognition levels? How do we want to do? That's the only other thing that we didn't ever really decide for the year, because we are just finished. We just fit, you know, last month or the beginning of this month, we finished last year. So it wasn't the new year. I know that I dropped the ball many months. I know I never did the Paper Chef dollars like I should have, and that kind of stuff. How do we want to handle recognition? Because as Carol says, that's one of the most important things you can do. That helps with retention. It helps with a lot of things. Any thoughts or insight on how you think we should handle the recognition part of it? Like, you know, in person is easy because we could do Batter Bowl, but we're not in person. So
yeah. Personally, I dropped the ball because I don't have money coming out of my ears to give them Pampered Chef dollars every month. And I felt kind of like I'm slacking because I can't afford it. But we get these director boxes and we get these things for free. And I don't see why it's not. I mean, I'm okay with sending a product to whoever won because we already earned it. But it was very hard for me to say, here's $50 or, you know, I can't do that every week. I mean, every month. I mean, there's no way. I have 4 kids. We're making ends meet, and I can't just be like, here's $50.
Okay.
That's just we get these director boxes for a reason, and I don't see a big deal in sending a product. That's just me.
Okay. Susan, Leah, Shelley?
I think the reason that we went away from the products last year is because we were spending at least that much to mail them. Mailing costs are just so high. So I was spending close to $50 sometimes just in mailing costs to mail somebody whatever they had earned. So because we earn the Pampered Chef dollars anyways, it was just easier to just email them the email of the reward codes. So that's why we started doing it. I mean,
but not everybody earns those every month. Like for y'all, I just don't earn them every month. That was my problem. I mean, I don't mind $10 here, $5, whatever. I don't see why it has to be such a large amount.
Does it have to be consistent with every team since every team is different?
I was actually fixing to say, because why don't we do this? Because every team is a different size. Every team is a different structure and different levels of performance. On our team meeting, when we do recognition, we're just doing recognition of the sales and recruiting like we always do. Then you, as your team, you set your own recognition guidelines. I would use the same guidelines the sales and what you want to recognize, what you want repeated. And then you decide if you're going to do Pampered Chef dollars or what your prize will be for the winner. I'm good with that. And then, because we were supposed to go on our teams and recognize and do the drawing anyway. So the other teams don't really know necessarily, well, she's doing Pampered Chef dollars, she's doing products, whatever. I mean, what are y'all okay with that? Are you, because I know that, I'll just say from Carol's team, every director does it their own way and they do their own thing. So it may, I mean, as long as you're doing recognition in some form or fashion, and I'm the world's guiltiest of doing it, that I didn't do it. I probably did it 4 months out of 12 last year.
What was our parameters again? It was over 1,000 or over 750?
It was, I think we were giving it to the, no, it was over, if they hit the 750, they went in once, 1250, they went in twice. It's on the flyer that's in the files. I'd have to pull it up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't do it because I don't remember having anybody that had those kind of months. It's been a long time.
So, you know, and if you don't have anybody over 750, then you're not giving anything away.
And we were basing it wasn't $50 in Pampered Chef dollars every month. It was based on the percentage of what your team had sold,
Right.
not what you had, not including your own sales. Right. So just on what your team sells. And I think we had done 1% or.
Yeah, something like that. And if it was over $50, you capped at 50.
You capped at 50, but I mean, I barely had months where they earned the full 50. So it was usually much less than that.
Yeah. So, because if you did 2,500, your team did 2,500, that'd be $25. So, but we'll do this. Each team, I say we all take the same structure to recognize, but as far as what our award, then everybody will have their own flyer to give their team. We won't post anything in Rockstars. We'll each post in our individual teams. Does that work? Because as you grow your own organization, you're going to have the same issue. Mm-hmm. So instead of, because that way it just prepares you for scaling and us for scaling. It just makes you ready to do that for your own organization as you grow your own organization.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with I get excited when I get a Starbucks gift card, like for $10. Like you have to, I want people to be able to repeat it. And I didn't feel like I could repeat what y'all were doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just me. I must be cheap or I must be, It just was frustrating because I did have some big sellers in those months. And I just felt like I was dropping the ball because I was like, I don't have the money to just say, hey, here you go. Yeah. Because I didn't earn it.
Well, it's like Carol says, it's not the memento, it's the moment.
Yeah.
So
I have to, my child just went outside, so I need to go get her.
Okay. Okay. I'm good with that. And because, I mean, Carol didn't tell each of us to do what we want to do. I think if we kept the same parameters, it makes it easier to know what we're recognizing. But as far as what you choose, whether it's a $10 Starbucks gift card, a $10 Amazon, or 25 Pampered Chef dollars, or whatever, or you just tell the person you're going to get Happy Mail this month when your name is drawn, and then it varies on the month what you do. You know, because when we did the Batter Bowl, they didn't know what products they were going to get. So maybe 1 month it's products, 1 month it's a gift card, 1 month it's Pampered Chef dollars. Does that make sense?
Yes. Also,
yeah, I think that's great.
I've been doing just random things because I'm just trying to get my team motivated.
Uh-huh.
And I had, back when the masks were available, I don't know if they still are, but I bought, because there's 2 in a package, I bought several so that I could send, a mask here and a mask there, the new Pampered Chef mask. Mm-hmm. So I think the products or the supplies that we could get that are team logo or logoed, mm-hmm. Pampered Chef logo, are good items too, because not everybody goes and buys those things.
Right. That's true. Okay.
I got a bunch of the towels as well.
Oh, they had those back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to recap everything because I was going to try and keep this to 30 minutes. So we're almost at time.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I am totally fine with us each giving, whatever, changing it up or whatever. That's all good. But I would highly recommend that we do more of the drawings on the actual meeting and not just separately on our team pages, because I'll just be really honest, like for the 7 years that I was a consultant before I was interested in directorship and that sort of thing, like my main motivation for attending monthly meetings was the possibility of winning something.
Mhm.
And so I like the idea of definitely doing some sort of drawing for those that are there.
Okay.
That's great. But I think the more things we can give away, it's just exciting and it's fun. And frankly, it's some people, they're just not going to show up unless they have a possibility of getting something.
Okay, so what about, do we want to do an on-time drawing and then an attendance drawing?
I think that would be great.
Okay. That way there's 2 drawings per meeting. I think if we each did our own recognition drawing during the meeting, it's going to make it too long. Unless we just all drew at once, had it ready to go and say, okay, we're going to draw everybody. And then we just each say our name instead of each person. Okay, who's it going to be? And then they draw. Okay, who's it going to be? And then they draw. Hi, Heidi.
I like just the on time and attendance
Okay.
at the meeting, and then we each do our own, because some of us aren't going to have anybody that hit 750. Like I didn't have anybody hit 750 in January. I realize there's 3 days left, but I don't see anything happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so on-time drawing and attendance drawing. Okay, so.
But then again, that could motivate people.
I strongly feel, and Angela and I had already talked about this, which is why we're talking through all of this anyways, but I just feel like for our team meetings, like the main idea of it or the main like focus should be recognition. Like, yes, we might do a little short, tiny training session, but like Pampered Chef is providing so many trainings, and there's so many trainings on our calendar, and there's Stir and there's all of that stuff now that we didn't really have before. So our team meetings don't have to really be training focused hardly at all. But what they're not getting other places is recognition. And that's what's really fun. That's what makes the meeting fun, is having your name plastered on the screen and having everybody clap for you. I just feel like that could add so much more energy into the meetings and really motivate people to start paying attention to how they earn that recognition as well.
Okay, let me throw this out at you. Instead of all of us doing the drawings, what if we increase? Because like I was recognizing $1,000 shows. So we do a stand up and wave your arms if you have $1,000 show this month, or we call their names. Who earned the sales incentive award? Do that, because we quit doing that too. So we go back to recognizing those things again. So we have $1,000 shows. We have who earned the consultant sales incentives. We have our top sellers. We have our top recruiters. And then we have our top in the organization. And then just the drawing you would do on your team. Does that, or do you think we should do the drawings on the page?
I just think the more times we can say individual people's names out loud and have everybody clap for them, the better.
And sitting here thinking about it, listening to y'all talk, it might be motivation for those that are not producing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I think we've gotten into a space because we, in the virtual, because we're trying to figure out how this virtual meeting thing works all year, where we have gone to more group recognition and more just like, a list, and it's lost a little bit of the like calling out individual people. I know for me, like that's how I learned like what is a good sales number, is listening to what other people would win, or, that sort of thing. So I think just calling them out individually is so important in any way that we can. And I like that idea of calling out $1,000 shows, or, anything else we can throw in there.
So so let me do this. Instead of popping the slides up like we were, because then you feel stupid reading it because it's there. We don't have the slides with it listed. That's something we can post after, but we're reading it. Where, maybe one of us will do the $1,000 shows. One of us will read the sales consultant, and then we'll each do our top 3 or 4 sellers and our top recruiters and read their names and start with number 4. Susie did $798. Yay. Holly did $1,126. Yay. Cheryl did 1,500 and so, you know, and then number one this month is, and then we're just saying it just like we would have at a meeting instead of it
Okay.
being on the screen.
Yeah.
Y'all good with that? Okay.
I think
I
that's
think-
great. And I think the
yeah.
slide is useful to post on your team page after the meeting, maybe. I mean,
Yes.
I've only done that a couple times.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, that would be great too.
And I'll still have, and then I'll do the org tops. You know, top 5 or 6, whatever. I usually try and figure out a good breaking point, whether it's 5 or 6 in the organization, depending on sales. And then I'll do the org top for the sales and recruiting as well. Okay. I like how we're talking it through and making it, because I agree with Shelley, and I hope y'all do too. The recognition should be a big deal because, like Susan said, it could be motivational for others and they don't know what's possible, you know. And then we have maybe our featured consultant each month will be the top seller in the organization. I don't know.
I forgot. I'm glad you said that because I had an idea of how to have that person give their testimonial. So I just watched the video earlier today that I had posted on the Team Beach page. I don't know if y'all saw, but it was the recruiting executives going over the recruiting. And one of their tips had been to create a post that then everybody can use in your parties or VIP group or whatever later that has like main objections for recruiting and then has different people giving their testimonial of how they overcame that particular objection. Like, you know, I can't afford it. You know, I'm not tech savvy or whatever.
Mhm.
So maybe we could have each person that does their little testimonial, they could, you know, pick one of those things that was that had stopped them in the beginning or whatever, and kind of tell their story of how they overcame it. And then we can put together that graphic all year for the team to use.
That sounds kind of cool.
I saw somebody else post it like a month ago. So I knew
Amanda did a week
we
or
were
two
talking
ago.
about it. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
It like caught my attention when somebody posted it.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, I was thinking we should put that together for our team, and that would be a great way to, you know, incorporate it into the team meetings as well.
Okay, so the consultant, the feature consultant will be the top seller for the month of the org, not counting directors, overcame it. And we'll have them, you know, what was their hesitation to signing and how did they overcome it? And then how is their, you know, how do they feel about their business now or something like that? So, okay, I like it. Okay, so to recap, anything else? So spring launch is Monday. We're going to watch as a group so that we can have the chat and everybody can be excited together. Thursday, we will pretty much follow probably what home office gives us, depending on, we'll just have to look at it once they provide it with us. And that'll be at 7:30. Monday, the spring launch is at 7. Thursday will be, and Shelley's going to create the Zoom link for the spring launch. I was just worried my bandwidth wouldn't do Zoom and a video. So Shelley's going to create it. Thursday will be at 7:30 after new consultant training to go over spring launch and how to implement everything they learned. Monday, the 8th, will be a celebration team meeting. And our theme is going to be love your business, and they can wear red or pink. And everybody that attends in red or pink will go into a drawing for Happy Meal. And there will be an on-time Happy Meal drawing. So one director will need to be in charge to list everybody that's there by 7 o'clock. To kind of take a list of everybody's names. Would somebody like to volunteer for that?
And when is this? Is this Thursday, you said?
No, that'll be on Monday, the 8th.
Oh, Monday the 8th.
We're going to add a meeting because we didn't know how much we would have to be covering on Thursday. So we're going to do our regular team meeting on the 8th at 7 p.m.
I'm happy to, I'll be there on May 8th. I don't have, or on February 8th. I don't have anything scheduled.
Okay.
I can do that.
So yeah, if you could be on a couple minutes early so you could start taking names, that would be fantastic. Okay. And then so And then for our new team meeting format, we're going to really all promote it big because we want to have lots of people and we want to make it fun. And the focus is going to be recognition. So on the 8th, we're going to have, they're going to wear their colors. We're going to do a quick engagement, something to start. And then the whole thing is really going to be recognition. We're going to have year-end recognition from 2020, and we're going to have January recognition. And for the recognition, we're going to do and we're going to do verbal recognition. We won't worry about the slides. The only slide that we'll really have will be organization stats, top sellers, organization stats, that. And each director will read their own top 3 sellers and their own top recruiters and their names, starting with the lowest. And number 3 in sales with XXXX is so-and-so, number 2, blah, 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 number 1, or if you just have 1. And our top seller this month was $756, whatever. You know, I know, Susan, you've got a recruiter already, so you'll have a recruiter to recognize. And so we'll recognize those that recruited. We will have everybody that had $1,000 shows will share their name and the amount. And then everybody that had earned the $500 level of the spices, as well as the $1,000 enamel piece, we'll have somebody read those names. What am I forgetting? Recruiters.
Well, to mention the Dash buddies, but from here on out, maybe recognizing people that are doing Dash. Like not on the 8th, but like from here on out,
Right.
Maybe the person with the top Dash done or whatever. If we're
Okay.
really going to focus on getting those done and stuff like that, I think we need to recognize it.
Okay. And so on the 8th, we're also going to introduce the Dash buddies and have them pair up on everybody on your individual team. So you'll coordinate that with your team probably that next day, who's going to pair up with who on your teams. And then, okay. And then Mighty Morsels is the 15th. So, and that's on transition between seasons. And then we're going to, as far as recognition drawings, it will be up to each individual director if they want to do products this month, if they want to do a Starbucks gift card, if they want to do Amazon gift card, if they want to do Pampered Chef dollars, if they want to do PC gear like the mask. It will be up to you. And I always based it on what my team did. If they didn't do much, it was a lower value. If it was a lot, then it was a higher value, kind of proportionate to what they achieved for the month. So each team will be responsible for doing their winner. And I don't think we're going to draw that on the big page. I think by the time we read everything else and do it, that would be too much, because we're already telling who our number 1 seller is and who our top recruiters are. So they're getting recognized. I don't know. Or did I misunderstand that part? We were going to draw on there. Or are we going to draw all at once and then just everybody say the name? We'll already have our stuff in a little bag ready to go. It really doesn't, I'm good either way.
I could easily go both ways. I just don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm not doing it, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like doing it at the team meeting keeps me accountable to actually doing it, and not, doing it late or not doing it at all on my team page.
Which is what I did. I dropped the ball many times. Okay. So are y'all good?
And I thought that's the whole conversation we had about recognition is getting your name drawn.
True. That's true. Okay.
Sitting there waiting. So we were going to do the on time, and we were going to do attendance, and we were going to do the drawing.
Okay.
We as directors could already have that done. I mean, we don't have, you could sit there and draw, or you could already have it done.
Well, I think if we all had a bowl with the names already in it before the meeting starts, and then say, okay, we're going to draw the winners, and we each draw a name out at the same time. And then we just each take a turn to say who the name is. The winner is for Shooting Stars, Cheryl, the winning, and then Shelly, the team Shine winner is, and then just each say the name. Or is that weird?
I think it's great.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited about this. So we've got to get our teams excited so they're there. So
in that, go ahead, Susan.
I was just gonna say, and somebody needs to call out the director that needs to, like the team that needs to be, not so that we're all talking at one time. So Angela, start off with shooting stars, and then, okay, team Shine. And then when she's done, then team Rise. And then when she's done, and so on.
Yeah, I think it should be first gen, me, then first gen, second gen, third gen. So I'll
Right.
come up with an order, you know, so it would be me, then Shelley, and then Lauren and Heidi and Tiffany. And then after that, it would be Susan and Leah. Did I do that right? Did I forget anybody? Okay. Okay. I'm excited.
Could we each, there's 6 of us here. I know this is not Tiffany's wheelhouse, but could we each make just a little graphic, like a quick one, just promoting the team meeting? And then each of us could, you know, we can share them in the chat, in a Rockstar chat, and then put them on our team page. And maybe you can post one every couple days, because we have about 2 weeks until this meeting.
Okay.
We make 6 graphics. That would be about every 2 days. And then that way we can all promote the team meeting coming up.
New year, new meeting style. New year,
New format.
Yeah. What
New
Shelley?
year, something like that. Yeah.
It could be Valentine's or red and white or pink or whatever. I mean,
I can do it if somebody tells me what to put on it.
I think
I
what
don't
Kelly
mind.
was saying, we're each going to make one. They'll all be
Oh, we're
different.
each gonna make one.
So that way we
Okay.
have one to post every couple
we have
days.
6 to post. Each have 6 to post, but yeah. And it just, all it has on it is like, you know, Rockstar team meeting celebration, and the date and the time. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy, just cute.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna take the word meeting out of it. I think it's just gonna be team celebration.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
great.
I like that.
I like that.
Because I think we get bogged down and, oh my gosh, it's another meeting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's really, if we're going to be focusing on recognition, it is a celebration. So our team celebration night. So I like that.
That's great.
Okay. So before we go, which we ran long, but I think it was a good long because we got some things accomplished and stated. Do you like having this during the day, or would you rather have it in the evening? And we'll go ahead and set the next one. Raise your hand if you prefer day.
Day.
I
Okay.
think day.
Okay. So noon, like we did today. Okay. Is Thursday a good day?
Yep.
Okay. So do we want to do when is our March meeting? So if we did the 25th, that's a week and a half before our March meeting. Will that work?
March
That's
8th.
good with me.
Yeah. So Thursday, February 25th. Okay. I will get it set up now, because if I don't, I'll forget. I've got to get better about getting these set up sooner. But now that I know for sure what we're doing for the 4th and the 8th, then I'll go ahead and create those events. That's why I didn't do the 4th yet, because I wasn't sure what all we were going to cover. So the 25th is the leader Zoom, Rockstar leader Zoom. Okay, I've got it on the 25th. Perfectamundo, y'all are awesome. And I can't wait to add more of y'all to the team this year. So anyway, I will see you Monday night on spring launch when we're all together. So I cannot wait to find out what the new products are. I have to tell you, we got a sneak peek on our upper level thing. There's a couple really cool things that y'all are gonna love. We didn't get to see the big things, but there's a couple little things. Don't y'all agree?
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. I mean, I always have high expectations, but like I would, you know, it was cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So anyway, just a little teaser. Y'all have a fantastic weekend, and let's finish January strong. We're doing well. We've already sold more than we did last month. So we're doing well as an organization. So that's fantastic. And if you need help with anything, you know, you can always reach out to me or Shelley or anybody. Okay. Okay. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.
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 When is the spring launch?